And good morning, everybody. It's Don. Let me get the banners going here. Okay, how you doing? It's 11:02 on the 9th of December 2021, and this has been a roller coaster day for me. As a matter of fact, I did not have any intentions of going live today, but a couple of major things have happened, and as I am wont to do, I'm coming at you and talking to you about it. So, hello to all my friends on Twitter at POLYBI, the number two. Hello to all my friends on Twitch, Radio Don 55, and all my friends on YouTube at Radio Don, the number one. Uh, Please follow, like, or click a heart or thumbs up or whatever it is, and I'll be very happy to hear from you. And yes, I'll be passing the plate, but let me explain why a little bit later on. But first off, let me give you the good news. And before I do that, I need to explain a few things. Almost a year ago, almost to the day, I think it was the week before Christmas. It was the Thursday before Christmas, as a matter of fact. I was laying up in my rather small apartment, watching television, and I started coughing. And I kept coughing. And I kept coughing and twitching, and my brain went weird, and um, I was having a stroke. I found out later on that I was having a stroke. I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. And I do believe I've talked to you about this before. I've told this story many times over the last 12 months. I'm trying to set up what happened yesterday by telling you what happened a year ago. So, at the insistence of a very good friend of mine, I went to the emergency room a couple of days afterwards. And if you remember back then, every single hospital bed was filled with COVID patients. It's not as bad today now, but it was really bad then. And I went to the Sherman Oaks Hospital. It's a very small hospital here in the city of Los Angeles, in the San Fernando Valley, and don't have a lot of space there. But I went there, because I just had the stroke, and like I said, my friend said, go to the emergency room, and this was the Monday after all this happened. Long story very short, they took my blood. I went into the MRI, and they figured that I did have a stroke. But they also took some blood, and I got blood out of me for the first time ever. If you know me, I am incredibly, almost clinically, afraid of needles. And they sent it to the doctor. I didn't have a doctor then either, but I wound up getting a really wonderful person named Dr. Goley. God bless her. And I found out, yes, I did have a stroke, but I also was diabetic, type 2. Now, a lot of people of my race, which I am African American, and my age, which is at today 66, are diabetic. It's chronic. So and since my entire family has had it, I was going to have it eventually. And they gave me the blood numbers in terms of a lot of things, and one of those was my glucose numbers, the A1C numbers. Normal is 5.5. Elevated is 7 point whatever it is. 14, you better start arranging for the services. Now, this was in January. Fast forward to four months after that, it was in, I do believe was in April. I took another blood test and I went from 14 to 7.1. And my doctor was really excited about that. So was I. So he scheduled another blood test for a few weeks ago. And I took that blood test. But for some reason, that test was lost, and I was wondering what was going on. Was there some sort of bad news that I was not being told? What was happening here? They lost my blood test, so I had to go back again to get another blood test. And as I said, I'm very afraid of needles, and I was very nervous about it. But I took the blood test. Now, going back to January, as I said, my A1C was at 14. Went down to 7. And between January and this point, the point where I took the blood test in the last week of November, I was a bad boy. Holidays, I did eat a little sugar, One thing led to another. I can tell you, as of last night, I got the results last night. I have gone from 14 to an A1C reading of 5.3. That's really, 0.2 away from, less than normal. I have normal blood sugar. Now, I have not been cured of diabetes. I still consider myself as a person who has, type 2 diabetes. And I am going to continue to take my medicine, under doctor's orders. I also am taking a S load of, as my good friend in Kent would say, vitamins. A lot of them. And that plus almost abstaining from sugar and a few other things I credit for this. And I know that some of my dietary choices don't make my doctors very happy, but I went from 14 to 5.3. So I'm a very happy man. Medication and vitamins do cost some money. And I am going to give you the address in just a few minutes because I need funds, but not for what I'm going to tell you next. Because here's what happened next. This morning I got, and some of you may know what I'm talking about when I say it, I got a pay rent or quit notice. They're not the eviction papers, they're just saying that they want the rent. Now, now I did pay my part of the rent. I'm under a situation because I just came up the streets and stuff like that. I had an arrangement with the previous owners to pay a certain amount of rent, and this organization, which is a nonprofit, non-governmental organization, before some of you start yelling and screaming, they would pay the other portion. Apparently, they did not get it, or it was lost in the mail, or whatever it is. But basically, it's a pay, rent, or quit. And if I don't come up with what they're looking for, which is an amount of money that I don't have on myself. My my housing supervisor says they're going to take care of that, and I'll be very happy when it does. By the way, if you just walked in and you're thinking this is doom and gloom, there's a happier part of this at the beginning of this, where I went from an A1C of 14 to an A1C of 5.3. In other words, my blood sugar is normal. I'm happy about that. But this is something that hit me this morning. Now, they said they're going to take care of that, and I trust them because they've never lied to me. Still in all, it has driven me batty, and I'm just trying to just stay sane and stay lucid. But anyway, the holidays are coming up, and all of this is costing me funding, and I really would like to have a holiday. And if you can help me out with that, I really would appreciate it. If you're watching this on YouTube, there are a couple of links in the comments. If you're not watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Twitter, or if you are watching this on Twitter or Twitch, if you have a couple bucks to spare, I really would appreciate it. PayPal.me/Radio Don. PayPal.me/RADIODON. And any help you can give would be really appreciated. I'm not asking you to take care of my rent. That's, I'm not asking anyone to do that. That's not a fundraiser for that. I've been told this is going to be taken care of. Don't worry, I'll be fine one way or the other. But this is just for the holidays. This is to just get some life improvement stuff, and to take care of the holiday stuff. And if you can help out, I really would appreciate it. Anyway, that's all I have to say for right now. Hopefully, by the beginning of the year, I'll be back on with more stuff. Everyone calls it content, but I just call it stuff. In the meantime, if anything, of an emergency happens, I'll get back in touch with you guys. I will talk to you later. Take care. Have a great day. Goodbye.